hit it until it starts working tier.
Caustic maintenance isn't really needed anymore since we moved beyond cathode tubes. But it does make you feel good.
It does make you feel better, yeah.
Well, here's the problem. It does occasionally succeed.
Okay, yeah, I got nothing for you guys.
With Nuatic, it comes at the cost of ruining it a little bit further down the line.
It does. I got nothing for you guys. I hate to break this to you, but I just tried switching servers and it's still unstable, so I can only assume.
Oh my fucking god! Fuck off, fanfiction.net.
Did they finally respond?
I literally just got the key.
Okay. We're not unstable anymore. Okay. Okay.
I see.
Praise be beyond Messiah.
Yeah, praise be Helix, yes. So is everyone here? Does everyone sound off in the chat?
Hello? Yeah, I'm supposed to hear. I'm getting an ad for DoorDash.
I didn't realize you guys were the chat.
We are. There is no chat. We've been lying to you this whole time.
Oh, I see.
SG is here.
Alright, Andros is here. That means that everyone else can hear me. Excellent.
How the fuck
Because what the Twitch is doing right now is Twitch is like, you have 0 viewers. It's like, fucking Twitch. Hello! Let's
I like the mod view is more accurate.
The what view is more accurate?
The mod view is more accurate. It says you have 9 viewers at the moment.
Oh, okay, very cool, I guess. Alright, so anyway, this is Tensai Shirada Slime times Fate Granddaughter crossover.
This sounds horrible.
Have we done this
Sounds
before?
terrible.
I don't know.
I feel like we've done this before. I feel like we had to have done this before. Please tell me we've done this before.
Nope. You can only hope.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I see. Alright, so it's gonna be a short one though, so don't worry guys. We're gonna do chapter 2.
Oh?
Yeah, because literally this is chapter 1.
Oh. Wait.
This is chapter 1.
Chapter 2 is roughly the same length.
That's fine. That's enough.
Alright. That's fine.
So anyway, yeah, so the title of this story is literally that it's a crossover.
That's nice about being honest with us.
That's it. There is no actual title to this story. It's just this story is a crossover. It's like
oh
Excellent.
no. Oh dear.
Alright. This fanfiction was inspired by Selkie. Psyche?
Oh, no.
Sake?
Please check him out.
No.
I don't think I will, actually. 10 years after the defeat of Yuki, Rimuru was now God.
That's
a jump.
However...
I'm sorry, what?
However, one day, he realized he can no longer sense his parallel self on Earth, and he returns to find humanity destroyed. After meeting the user of the second true magic, he becomes a heroic spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
None the fuck.
You just, just like, oh, I'm gonna be a heroic spirit now. Just be like, all right, yeah.
I mean,
sure,
listen.
Dude.
What?
When you get bored, you just become a heroic spirit, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, dude! This Tuesday is slow AF. Let's just go be heroic spirits.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's go ascend to the heavens and.
Okay, look. All I'm saying is,
Jesus Christ.
you get a really good health plan if you work for Gaia. That's all I'm saying.
Andros makes an excellent point. In chat.
Could have led with inspired by Fate Gamble.
Ooh, true.
It is very true.
I am not enthused by Psyche. Yeah, I'm not enthused by this guy.
3 stories. Oh no.
3 stories, 4 chapters total across all of his stories.
For Ruby, Metal Gear, Fixed Day Night, and Slime.
You know, we really should write that Metal Gear story, you know.
It's been a while since I thought about that. Well, no, it hasn't been. It's only been a couple months.
The tales.
I found the notes somewhere.
The tales of Drunk Raptor and what the fuck was it? Drunk Raptor.
Oh, it was supposed to be a divergence.
Yes.
for Punish Snake, and then we had our 3 OCs. You had a drunk Russian who just, at some point, we had him duct tape missile pods to the D-Walkers.
Yes.
For some reason.
Yes. Because the Divergence specifically was the event where Quiet speaks English to save Snake from the...
No, that wasn't the Divergence.
Yeah, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was.
The Divergence was he doesn't break Eli's arm. And it's like, alright kid, I'm gonna train you up and raise you like a son.
Oh, right. No, I was specifically talking about the point where the D-Walker shows up. Is during the sandstorm, where he's trying to hold them all off and then gets bit by the snake and Quiet has to speak his name, speak in English to get his help for him.
Yeah, I think the divergence we went with was that she doesn't have to do that because our 3 jackasses just come storming over the ridge.
Yes,
missile pods ablazing.
With D-Walkers with missile pods taped onto them, yeah.
That's what we call the belt.
I'm pretty sure they're the thing of like, Raptor, how did you even hook these up to the trigger? There are no wires. I had a lot of really fun, stupid ideas with that story.
We should still do it.
I can't remember I had the notes somewhere and then I lost them again.
It's great because if we do this story right, I can give you guys orders and then you guys can write it together, and that'll work way better than me being forced to write anything.
Why would you be giving us orders? 90% of the brainstorming was me.
90% of it was me. Fuck off.
Ooh, tension in ranks. Tension in the ranks.
This is why I am the capstone of the pyramid scheme.
I'm sorry, hang on, Sneaky. We need to back up. He just said tension of the ranks, implying he's higher than us in this hierarchy.
I know, right? Fucking Mr. Proletariat here.
I was wondering how long it would take.
This is why
I knew you both you're both like smart enough and militarily aware enough to catch the joke.
Militarily aware enough. Okay.
All right, medic.
Okay.
Accidentally
would you
shot.
expect my brother to get that joke?
No. Why would we ever expect him to get that joke?
I don't think he's intelligent enough to get that joke. That has nothing to do with his military awareness. Anyway, so this story...
I hope no one's like waiting for me to defend him. That's not happening.
So I just want to point out that this one story that was inspired by Psych has more words than Psych has ever written. Total. Combined.
Ouch.
And before Psych ended up inspiring a better author than himself.
That's a large
really doubt it.
Press X to doubt.
Wait, when your story name is "This Story is a Crossover," I really don't think we have to worry about being out-creativitied. I would, however, like to point out that this story still got 328 favorites, and therefore, that's 328 people that need to turn around and get up against the wall. Because, I have a solution to do.
Is the solution grenade?
But your solution is not final. It's merely temporary.
No, it's quite a final one. You know, for these people at least.
Right, but like it's not like a real solution. The real solution is
I think we're gonna stop
better English programs.
Yeah, that too.
And
maybe
these people
more
what a good
critical
book
thinking. I think maybe our public schools should teach more critical thinking and less Common Core.
Less what now?
Common Core. Also, put yourself on push to talk, or I'm muting you.
Who?
Ricky.
No.
Why? Is something coming through my mic again?
Yes.
It always does. We just don't
I don't know why
much.
However,
I don't understand.
Yeah, so he becomes a servant. A black-haired boy with blue eyes stared at a particular magic circle on the ground, implying that there are other magical circles on the ground.
You see, Steve, he's in a field where there's just commonly random magical phenomena.
Look at this field! It is where I keep my magical circles! Notice there are many!
To be fair, this is fate, presumably. I could see some jackass mage doing that.
One of these magical circles leads to my workshop. The rest of them are anti-tank mines.
Oh no, it's the American mage.
The American gun mage.
No, I can see it now. Wait, how is this mage is wanted by the clock tower and 3 different families, and he's just in this field? We know his workshop's in this field. Why has no one found him yet?
He doesn't even have it defended. He literally says it's right in this field. He has the magic circle open right there. Boom. Well, maybe it's that one. Boom. Oh, this could take a while.
You know, I'm starting to see why everybody's just let him the fuck alone.
What's this one do? Suddenly, like 15 different sentries just all pop out of the fucking woodwork.
Yeah,
It's the fucking Terran moment where they come out of the ground.
Oh no, it's worse. He's not just American, he's Texan.
That's my new headcanon for Fate, because they have European mages, they have Mediterranean mages, they have Norwegian mages, and they have Japanese mages, right? But what they don't have is American mages.
I think the closest we see might be Kiritsugu, but it's just more because he's actually use guns.
Yes, but I mean like American like an organization, because you have the Northern organization, you have the Southern organization, you have the European organization, and you have the Japanese organization as ragtag as it is.
So to my knowledge, I don't think there's a mage equivalent in America.
Yeah.
There are mages in America.
Yes.
And as is appropriate, the rest of the world wants nothing to do with them, so long as they don't destroy shit.
That's what my headcanon is that the rest of the mages in the world are just like looking at the American mages that are like, yeah, gunfire, explosions, and magical shit, let's go. And there's like, you know what? Maybe we don't associate.
What if we just left the Americans alone?
Maybe we don't associate with barbarians.
Okay, so there is a pseudo-organization in Fate Strange Fake, which, by the way, interesting read. I just wish the translators would finish translating. In which they are running 2 holy grails at once. There's a true war and a false war. Do you know why the translation is lagging, by the way? 2 separate groups / people have been like, we'll translate this one, you translate that one, and we're not releasing this one until he finishes that one. Except the other person is a known procrastinator with translating shit he says he'll translate.
Why?
It's that same problem of like, if you're going to agree to write with someone, don't write with them unless you can guarantee voice communication and access to Google Docs.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything goes fucked. Like what happened with 2 of my other stories. Sneaky, you know one of them. My poor APOC, my story got gutted because of that.
You're the one that agreed to it. It is obviously your fault. The dude was only like 13. Anyway, so, a black-haired boy with blue eyes stared at a particular magical circle on the ground. Beside him were 2 others. One man with light orange hair and pink-haired girl. "Og, damn it," he yelled. "Calm down, senpai," said pink-haired girl. "Mashu is right, Ritsuka. You need to calm down," said light orange hair man. Black-haired boy Ritsuka Fujimaru looked at them, his eyes full of tears, with dark bags under his eyes. "I spent so long gathering all those quartz, and now I'm down to my last 3. Without a single servant, I have every right to be upset and angry right now." See, this is part of the reason why I absolutely, utterly loathe Fate Grand Order. Because it's just like, it just gotchifies the whole summoning thing, and just makes it utterly...
Sneaky, the summoning has always been a gotcha.
No.
If you don't have a catalyst.
Right, I know, but like, it's a single roll gotcha, and like, what you summon is what you get. But in Fate Grand Order, it's just like, I didn't like what I summoned. Roll, 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 roll. Alright, I got the servant I wanted for my story.
Still don't like what I summoned.
Right.
Like, I understand Sneaky's problem. Like, every other Fate unit, right? Even with, right, and even if you have a catalyst, if you don't have an ultra-specific catalyst, right, it can still be a crapshoot.
Yeah, that's true. And like, then you can have like a whole thing of like, oh, this isn't the servant that I wanted, blah blah, and then they learn to live with it, and they learn to enjoy the servant for their personality, and yada yada yada. Like in Fate Grand Order, it's just
wow. Learns to enjoy I'm sorry, it just sounds so much like dating it. Just enjoy their personality.
Fuck. But with Fate Grand Order, pretty much every story becomes devalued because it's just like the author inevitably is going to summon their favorite servant because they literally have the ability to do so in story without anyone getting on their shit about it. Effectively.
Well, I
You know
would
what I
say
mean?
that's not even the problem for me. But the problem for me is there's a massive disconnect,
Right.
even in the game itself, right?
Right.
Because in each singularity, you're limited to a set of servants, right? Like
Right. Yeah.
the story's like, oh, you're stuck in this shithole,
Right.
and you summon this jobber servant,
Right.
and then eventually you get a 4-star servant, and then eventually later you get a 5-star servant. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but like, right? They talk about how like that's it, that's what you've got. Now they did kind of fix that in the Lost Belts by being like, we've got this magic briefcase that you can has all the old spirit origins in it, but you have to find enough mana to use it, and like you basically never do. And when you do, it's because you got to fix a specific thing.
Right.
So there's just a huge disconnect in the actual story itself because the game's like, yeah, fuck it, you've had Merlin since fucking Singularity 1.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you don't get Merlin. Merlin doesn't even show up until what? Singularity 6? 7?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the
You
other
see
issue.
hints of him somewhere else.
Yeah,
To
it's
be
the other
fair,
issue.
though, that is true of a number of online games I've looked at. MMOs.
Right. Yeah. I know, but the problem.
Oh
is,
yeah, no, I have that
like-
problem with MMOs too.
Right, but Max, the problem is that Fate Grand Order is in the same section as Fate Stay Night. For some reason, it's listed in the same section as Fate Stay Night. I don't know why Fate Grand Order, a video game, is located in the same section as Fate Stay Night, a anime slash manga slash visual novel. I don't know why a mobile game that is in the same section as a visual novel and a fucking light novel and whatever, but it is.
Wait. No, I thought FGO had its own section.
No, it doesn't. The author fucked up. What do you mean the author fucked up? Okay, so FGO finally did get its own section.
Yeah, it has its own
You just
section.
blame that on the author.
Because what's the oldest story in that section? Because I know for the longest time FGO did not have its own section.
I'm looking. It's September 2015.
FGO?
No, they. Yeah, no. Published September 2015. No updates. It's a one shot. Huh.
No,
Has it
it's
really existed for that long?
No, it had to have been moved. It absolutely had to have been moved because for the longest time, I mean, literally fucking years, people have been putting FGO stories in the Fate Stay Night section. Longest time.
There's only 275 stories for Fate Go, which makes me think that
Can you
Fate
imagine if
Extra
other stories
also
like Pokemon had gotcha
okay.
elements?
Fate Extra only has 18.
Yeah, actually, now that Pokemon with gotcha would actually suck shit, to be honest.
I
mean, Pokemon Go sort of existed.
Yeah, but Pokemon
No, but
Go
Pokemon Go
was
was
set in
specifically
stone.
seeded.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
seeded.
Like, things were seeded, and we were told, "Hey guys, we're changing the area in this general place so that you can get different ones now."
Yeah, they like would rotate out seeds and stuff like that. But like it was always set in stone. Like certain stores always had, a seed and shit like that. And it's like, but anyway, the point is that it wasn't really a gotcha. It was again random chance, which random number generator is different from gotcha in that random number generator you don't have to pay for.
Yeah. Well, that's usually the biggest railing against mobile games is the
pay
way
to
they
play.
do. Yeah. But regardless, this isn't really Fate Go's fault. This is once again the fandom's fault for applying gameplay mechanics to story. And we've had this discussion multiple times where it's not fair to blame game for this part of the fandom because it's just people being stupid. Like the way
I'll give you that much.
we've railed against Dark Souls stories because there was one person who's like, "Great, I didn't take any fall damage." It's like, you fucking idiot. The point of the ring is so you don't break your knees, not take fall damage. HP's not in the world.
HP is absolutely in the world.
Remember that one story we covered for the Dark Souls Familiar Zero crossover, where he literally put stuff on his back and it like hovered there. Like he equipped
Oh.
a food tray.
Yeah.
Oh, that stupid fucking
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, where literally it was just like straight shit game mechanics. Like fucking okay. Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah, you know, that's one
Max
thing I was.
actually read that story. Like he
I was
actually
a-
read that story.
Why?
Was
Why
that
would
one with
you do that?
Raziel?
Yes, that was the one you ended up dropping like halfway through because they did something really stupid where like Tabitha got eaten by Void or something.
I don't even remember what it was. I was just like, all right, and I'm officially out. I'm tapping out because this is stupid and going nowhere. By the way,
Yeah.
props to Halo for always. I always remember that about Halo. It's like, oh, wait, what do you mean the book's cover art has him with the gun on his back? Oh, the armor's magnetic.
Yeah.
Finally, that's smart. Finally, someone fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, hey, what? How does he keep all these guns on him? Gun go magnet.
Yeah.
They even they even make a point of showing that in the first game.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah,
Halo had
Pink Hair
excellent
Girl.
world building.
Well, I have every right to be upset. It could be worse than Pi. Define worse. Ritsuka, that's enough. You're scaring Mashu. Yeah, it's just like
I really hate that the
This is just
community
like
insists on that. By the way,
what?
her name is Mash,
Yeah.
Okay.
not-
but the
Mashu.
community insists on Mashu. It's like, guys, this is literally one of those instances where they can't say the sh sound because of the way their syllables work in
Right.
Japanese. You asshole. This isn't to the level of like Arteria being translated as Altria, because they're fucking idiots. Don't understand how bastardization of English names actually works. But have you know about that, right?
I'm aware, and that's why it hurts.
Yeah, you know the worst part is
Mhm.
Nasu
Nasu
pulls
insists
like,
it's
no,
Altria, I know.
this is how it's supposed to be. It's like, no, that's he insists it's a not a
It's Altria.
bastardization, but it's like supposed to be a corrupted form of Arthur. And it's like,
No, that's
no,
not
a
how it
corrupted
works.
form of Arthur
It's
would be
Arturia.
Artorias, which could be turned into Artoria or Arturia.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
And
Altria. There's no L.
it actually gets
at
it's
any
even worse. It's like the guy who made the GIF format. He's like, it's GIF, guys. It's like, no, you literally spelt it with a G. Oh, that's possibly the most historic comment on the internet now. It's
Yeah.
In his explanation of how you pronounce GIF, he said it's pronounced GIF like graphics, and everyone's just like, bro. How do you pronounce graphics?
Out loud, sir?
Graphics?
Actually, no, okay. One of the worst things I ever saw on that was it's like, was he trying to make a pun based on the peanut butter? And I found articles like, oh my god, he actually was trying to make a pun on
Yeah.
Jif peanut butter, and he's too much of a fucking hack to understand how stupid that is.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. It's cringe. But anyway, so
Really
speaking of
that
cringe, let's talk
surprised?
about this cringe right here. This cringe that I've highlighted right here. I hate this cringe. I hate
Oh
this.
yeah, the
I hate
course thing.
this artificial drama bullshit. The over emotional trope, where it's just like,
Oh my god, I hate when people do that. Like, just let me
like,
get
don't
on
get me
with it.
wrong. The whole define worse. It could be worse. Define worse. That can actually lead up to a funny joke. Like it actually can. Like, oh, we're being shot at. Well, it's not like it could be worse. It could be worse, senpai. Well, define worse. Dragon shows up. Okay.
Right? Or, oh, hooray! We're being shot at. What could possibly make this worse? Explosions.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, there's so many ways you can run that joke in specific that makes it way funnier, except they're like, oh my god, I spent so long gathering this resource, and I didn't even get a survey, like, this is terrible! Like,
The sudden explosions is when you turn to your DM and slap him in the face for being an asshole.
Yeah.
bruh.
Also, I don't like the joke much because I've been on the ends of those sums in the game, by the way, where it's not a single serve and all cards. So
Yeah, that's fair. That too.
what it usually is time to turn the game off and just walk away for a day.
Yeah,
Really?
more or
I thought they guaranteed you at least got one garbage 3-star servant.
less. I think only
Um,
if you do a 10 summon, isn't it?
Even though I have had a 10 summon, this was way early where it was all cards like this feels like it shouldn't
Oh.
work. Here's the problem:
Mhm.
you guys have watched I usually try to break things,
Mhm.
but when they break without me doing anything, it's always bad.
It is
always
always bad, yeah. It's absolutely
I
bad.
mean,
I actually had to think of like, this is all CEs. There was not a single servant. I didn't even get a pity 3-star.
Oof.
What the
We've
fuck?
seen this in Girls Frontline, where you're literally not even guaranteed to do anything, no matter how many fucking resources you put into something. Like, yes, you can get certain guns before Atin yells at me, but like, you can put in like 1,000 on certain things, and sometimes the game will just fucking throw a 2-star handgun in your face, which is like the middle finger of God.
Oh, so speaking of which, you mentioned DMs. My current DM posted something about how it would make for an interesting session is if you had to fight an enemy where your player character couldn't actually fight them, but in real life it was literally each turn the DM had to fight the person, the actual player. And
That sounds
so-
great.
the idea is like, oh, they're in a dream or a divine realm or something, and like the player character themselves literally can't do anything against what they're fighting. And then my DM posted this. I'm like, looks at my 40-pound dumbbells. Are you sure you want to do this? He's like, yeah, you know what? On second thought, because I'm just saying, you won't like the result.
Where'd you find 40-pound dumbbells?
I bought them.
Online?
Yeah. The shipping and handling cost about as much as the dumbbells.
Of course it did.
I wonder why. Oh,
They're the best part is
where
they
is it?
fucking arrive, right? And they it's like bought 2 of them. And like, the box, the poor fucking box was like literally in tatters on my doorstep.
nice.
Good fucking
Good
job.
job. By the way, speaking of, since you're on D&D stuff, this passed through one of my discords earlier.
Oh no.
Just had a moment of like, oh, that seems like a horrible idea in retrospect.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd
Regale
send
me.
me in the shit post.
Oh. Oh wow, I missed the mega dip. Oh wow, it went all the way down to 6.6.
Oof.
That
Yeah.
hurts.
Oof.
I mean, I bought it at 7.
I missed Mega Dip too.
So I mean, I'm still in profit mode. I recommend Goblin Slayer to a friend who's never seen anime but enjoys D&D. I remember he's DMing a D&D campaign, and I'm in, and once mentioned he needed more ideas.
I mean, that's not the worst anime to recommend when you've got a DM who wants anime.
Pure
You could
spite.
always recommend him
No.
Berserk.
But the problem is that he needs new ideas,
Yeah,
That's
and
my
he's
point.
watching Goblin Slayer.
yeah.
Again,
I mean,
there
here's
are
the
worse
thing, right?
animes
Like,
again,
I think
Berserk,
you're just missing the point of the joke,
no,
and you're just
don't-
continuing
don't
on
Don't
this.
even
see the
bother,
point of the
don't-
joke.
don't
Nothing's
even
new
bother.
here.
He missed it, yeah.
What I was going to say is
Yeah.
I did sort of end up basing a world off Goblin Slayer, where I was like, you know what? The average monster should be more dangerous, right? Like it's just like, right? Like goblins. What makes goblins terrifying? The fact that there's a fuckload of them. So that's what my players are going to have to deal with, right? Like
Yeah.
goblins aren't going to be dangerous because they're running around with a short sword. Goblins are going to be dangerous because there's 3 of you and 9 of them.
Yeah, see, my DM tried to do that at one point in our old campaign, and unfortunately, my AC at the time was like 28, and I just charged into a horde of 150 goblins and proceeded to violently eviscerate them left and right to the point where I successfully was able to terrify them in mass and then start doing an AoE psychic damage terrify ability to them as a bonus action. And he was like, alright, well, I'm not going to send hordes of goblins at you guys anymore. Because my character was just like, oh, okay, I guess we're on easy mode now.
I
I am
feel
legitimately surprised your
so
DM never just dropped
bad for
rocks
that
in your head.
DM.
He did, actually. He actually had a level 18 wizard show up and cast Meteor on my guy. And I literally survived with 1 HP, and he's just kind of sat there for like a minute being like, entire
had
party
everything.
is dead. Like, they're all bleeding out. Well, they all stabilized at this point. But literally, my character's the only one still up with 1 HP after being shot with a disintegrate and a meteor. And he's just like,
Why won't you die? Why won't you die?
bro.
Gee, I'm fucking
Why you die?
I mean, I've done shit like that before. Fucking invincible shit like that. There was one session in where I grabbed the enemy and just basically held them down as they beat on me, but they also couldn't move anymore, so the rest of my team just kicked the shit out of them. And I'm just sitting there eating all the blows like, I'm fucking invincible!
Oh my god. I really do need to make another Mechton game and just get Sneaky in, and he's not gonna be a party member. He's gonna be building my villains' toys.
Player character channeled the Sneaky Force.
Alright, Sneaky, I want him to be capable of wiping out half a planet. Here is the rule set. Here are your tools.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I would think it would be a ton of fun
Well, it's
to
not
run
so much
a D&D camp.
I was gonna say, sorry, it's not so much I'm breaking the character max, is that I just, my existence alone just makes the rolls stupid. Like, oh, I'm gonna shoot this guy. Okay, well, what do you roll? 20. Oh, you do times 8 damage to them because you fucking rolled 3 critical hits. It's like, oh, okay.
I would love to have a game like, alright, Sneaky, you need to hack this thing. Your hacking skill is like a 1.
20.
Oh, you rolled a 10. Alright, roll again, and another 10. You've rolled 92.
Yeah, effectively.
You win the game, I guess.
Yeah,
Good
effectively.
night, folks.
See, that's kind of why I prefer, like, if you're gonna do stacking crits, you
Mhm.
really need to do it the way Warhammer Fantasy does,
What's that?
rather than like, oh, the critical
Yeah,
damage
or-
keeps going up. It's just, okay, you got a crit, roll another attack.
Oh, okay, I see, yeah.
Yeah, Ulrich's Fury just lets you like roll constant attack rolls, and if you can of course
see,
keep critting.
the times 8 damage was a combination of things, so basically my
No,
DM...
I'm just
yeah.
saying, I think a much better way to handle that is, you got a crit, roll another d10, right? Roll
Right.
another d20. You got a crit, roll another d20. And then when you finally stop rolling d20s, it goes,
Right.
okay, how many times did you crit?
Right.
It's not d20, right? And then you just go, okay, now count up the number of attacks.
Right. And
Normally, when it,
what I'm saying
Normally-
is my DM runs
okay.
off of a table system, D100 table system. So when you get a crit, you do the typical roll again for more damage. But that's it. But then he looks at the table, and there's a table of 100 different things, 1 through 100. Sorry, 1 through 99, with 100 being roll again. And it says if for each number there is if it's a bladed weapon, this happens. If it's a blunt weapon, this happens, etc., etc. And because the weapon I was using and the number, I rolled a 100, by the way. So the weapon I was using, on top of rolling the critical table twice, is I made them vulnerable to my attack, and then I did maximum crit damage on top of my normal critical effect. And so they ended up taking literally all of their HP in one attack because of that. And it works normally just fine. It's actually pretty funny usually. But it's just in that one scenario I managed to break the RNG.
Good job.
Yes, thank you. So, yeah, anyway, oh yeah, you did. Shut up, Romany. Okay, senpai, thanks, Mashu. I'm sorry for the trouble. And he hugged her, and Mashu blushed. Alright, one more summon. I hope a good servant comes out. Little did he know the servant that he would summon would change everything, and be known as the Chaos Creator. But he preferred to
Little
call
did he know,
himself
the
Newbie.
servant he was going to summon was, in fact,
God.
One-Star Paul Bunyan.
is the servant that he's going to summon
God
make the
fucking
story
damn
good?
it. No.
Is that its power?
Yes.
I
that's
don't
how
think
it
so.
is to
I
make
don't.
the story
I
goes.
do not believe such a servant exists in the throne.
Well, I tried.
Yeah, so anyway, it's Slime bitching about his life, and his name was, and he's super strong, and he's God, King of Monsters, and blah 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 blah. Blah blah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Throne of Heroes can't reach. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this carefully. Alternate dimensions. It can reach out to alternate histories.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Throne of Heroes is pretty exclusively an Earth thing. So while in theory he might not get the slime, he might get his human incarnation before he
The
reincarnated.
summon that would make the story good is Azathoth. Speaking of which, that's actually a funny story because I actually know of a high school DxD Cthulhu Mythos crossover in which Azathoth does in fact show up and proceeds to waifu Issei.
Yeah, you shared that
I
one.
see.
Yeah,
That one was weirdly
Side
adorable.
It was fucking
Ethan
hilarious.
Winters
I loved it.
is fucking hardcore what the man just did. I won't say
Very
anything else to
cool.
avoid spoilers, but Jesus fuck Ethan.
So yeah, anyway, he was complaining about paperwork because everyone knows complaining about paperwork is a classic Japanese joke.
Oh, paperwork! I love paperwork.
I don't even know if that's a Japanese joke. I think that's just a general joke I saw in American media way before Japanese media.
Possible. But yeah, so anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Please do not.
So he's complaining about paperwork, and he's like, "Oh wait, I can't find my human self anymore. CL, can you find my human self?" And he's like, "Oh, I can't." And he's like, "Oh shit, I can't find my human self. We need to go find my human self." And then so they go to a place, and he gathers all of his people together, all of the good people, all the people who are really strong and stuff, right? And so he gathers them all, and guesswork is a fortune teller. Calculations. I am not your wife. Classic CL getting calling her my wife. That's literally a joke that the author put in here.
That's fucking creepy, author.
Please die immediately. Thank you.
Cease existing for the good of mankind.
Suffer not to be
Surprisingly, we made the swallow
degenerate.
of we got Azathoth. Oh, well, apparently, you got your wish there, Underblade. He is Azathoth, apparently. Okay,
Nice.
I guess. And then she starts doing the whole retard text, I believe it's called. With the whole capital letter, lowercase letter, capital letter.
Yes. That is indeed retard text.
Yeah. So really, it's just a shit ton of cringe dialogue. Really, the largest paragraph in his entire chapter is one of the characters, is the main character talking about soulmates and harems. It's dialogue, by the way. This entire paragraph is dialogue, and it's the largest paragraph in this chapter.
I want to be upset and surprised, but I can't be.
Yeah. So we're gonna put this into covered fix and never touch it again. Yay!
Cool.
Goody.
So up next is going to be a Legend of Zelda Naruto crossover.
Oh boy.
I can tell how thoroughly excited you all are.
What if I
wish for
just
death.
keeled over dead?
Somehow Sneaky would drag your soul back
No problem.
to make you suffer more.
Luckily, Sneaky does not possess that power in this reality.
Yeah.
Ever.
So did anyone get that link I posted?
By the way, I'm quite... the reason I can say that is because I have the utmost confidence in the
What link?
existence of some kind of deity.
Unfortunate.
Once Sneaky turns 30, he'll become a wizard, and then we don't know anymore.
Wait, they lowered the age?
Well, no, it's just Wizard at 30. It's Grand Wizard at 40. Alright, my ping is 4 milliseconds. My download rate is 1 gigabyte.
Which you're up. That's the important thing for streaming.
I'll tell you in a second. Alright, so my upload rate is 500 megabytes per second.
Nice.
600. 700.
Sufficient is the
Alright,
answer.
700 megabytes per second is my... So my ping is 4... You can even see this if you guys really want to see it. There we go. Fine, that's, so, I don't... Everything's lagging on my end.
guess you're going too fast.
Heart of Smog should beat themselves off of a cliff. Oh boy, I'm heartened by whatever it is that triggered you. So this is a Legend of Zelda Naruto crossover called Uzumaki Dragmire. Okay.
Oh no.
Legend of what?
Oh dear. A number of my Discord text channels are starting to lag out.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
boy.
So it's not me. It's actually Twitch and Discord. Got it. Okay.
Seems like it.
Naruto.
Congratulations, you're not the fuck up here.
I know. I actually did find a picture recently that says, "Hold the fuck up, please hold the fuck up. I'm the fuck up, please hold me."
Yes, I've seen those. I've seen
I see.
those.
Excellent meme.
Is it the one with the anime
girl?
girl with her
Yes.
arms held out? It's like, please help. I need help.
Yes. Please hold the fuck up. I'm the fuck up. Please hold me.
Yes, I have seen that one. Still
Assistance
don't know
is
what the
required.
source is.
Naruto banished after successfully. Wait. Naruto
Huh?
banished after successful Uchiha retrieval mission. Naruto.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that.
Naruto, you did something no one expected you could possibly do. You are welcome.
banished. Yeah, it's like, wait, what?
It's a common fucking trope.
Oh, I know, dude. I'm so aware.
No,
It
no, no,
was-
no, no.
Back
But like
in the day,
the
it
trope
was
I'm familiar
so
with is
fucking
you
common.
didn't bring Sasuke back. Get the fuck out.
It's sort of like a trope break of that, where people were like, "Yeah, but what if he did bring him back?" It's like,
What if he
Then
brought
he
him
why
back?
would that
But,
change? It's like, bro, what?
what if he brought him back, but instead of in one piece, he's beaten blue and black?
Yeah,
And
what
he
if he
barely
captured the
even moved.
dangerous missing nin by using violence? Oh, well, clearly a ninja village will banish someone for using violence to capture a missing nin.
You hurt the missing nin too much.
Yeah, or are we, New Jersey?
Yeah, you know what? That sounds like it'd be like a great correct fic. It's a small little ninja village, and the way they get their money is by duping other villages into paying like lawsuits.
Okay,
hold on.
Village hidden in the lawyer.
Okay,
Hidden
hold
in the
on.
lawsuits.
Yes.
I could make a
What,
joke
okay,
here,
but
but
here's a question. What
let us
is the
think it
ninja
out.
equivalent of car insurance fraud?
There is none. There is no such thing as insurance in a world with ninjas.
Is there the ninja equivalent of God's chosen people?
Yes,
Substitution
actually.
technique lawsuits?
It's called the Land of Sky.
Yeah, but it's technically non-canon.
Yes, that is true. That is also true.
I'm surprised you didn't follow that up. I pretty much deserve that to you.
I was gonna go there.
All right.
Yeah,
Good.
no,
I'm
well,
proud
wait.
of you.
I wasn't going there.
I
Look, Arn isn't here. I don't have to pander to him. Okay.
Ah.
I decided not to continue with the joke. Oh no, Pedro made
No?
the joke. Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
of course,
you, Pedro.
Pedro made the joke.
There it is.
So anyway, Naruto flees under the Kyuubi's advice. So this is the other thing that I always fucking find hilarious, is at this point in time in the Naruto canon, Naruto and the Kyuubi fucking hate each other. And
Yes.
it's always like,
for a
the
very,
Kyuubi.
very long time.
Yeah, and it's always like, the
Yeah.
Kyuubi told Naruto to flee, so he did. It's like, bro, what? It's like, wait, I thought he was banished.
Actually,
the
I'm
Kyuubi
pretty
was
sure.
like, Naruto, you must flee the village immediately. Fuck you.
And well, not only that's like, Naruto, you gotta flee the village you've been banished from. I mean, yeah, I'm planning on doing that anyway.
Way out the door. Why are you telling me this now?
And finds Teiua unconscious under a tree. Both recuperate in Wave Country at Tazuna's and learn that Naruto's ancestors were more than what was believed by the ninja world. Naruto will now bear the name King of Gerudo as he and Teiua face an ancient threat that's sleeping.
I'm sorry? Also, I find it hard to believe that Teyuya's just gonna throw out the part where you and your friends nearly killed me.
Okay, no, I've
Jesus.
actually seen.
No.
Okay, so as a fan of Naruto and Teiua, right? As a fan of that, because I like redhead girls, and everyone knows I like redhead girls here a lot.
I mean,
We're aware, yes.
Yep.
it's your fucking profile picture.
Yes. As
That's
I'm
his kind of-
No, I was
that's
saying,
his
let's be clear.
really
head.
hoping.
Is the custom-made psychotic redhead that he wrote.
Yes. I'm really hoping everyone's caught on by this point that I might like red-haired girls. As a fan,
If you haven't figured out that Sneaky likes red-haired girls yet,
I have bad
Where the
news.
fuck
for
have you
you.
been?
Damn you, stream delay. Yeah, cultured, exactly. Anyway, so as I was saying, as a fan, and having read pretty much every fic that has Teiua in it, that isn't just porn, which is a depressingly
I would
low
say,
amount.
Is there
let's
surprising?
be clear, vanishingly few of them.
Vanishingly few, yep. I've actually seen some pretty good reasonings given for that. The best one I've probably seen is, I'm giving you help. You can either sit here and die, or you can come with me. At which point he was like, okay, you know what, that's a fair point.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, I still hate you, but you do have a point about death, and I don't like that, so I'm gonna not do that one. So yeah, inspired by YouTube, R1 Link, Ganondorf, Dragmire, Part 1, Part 2, and YouTube Zelda Universe Zelda game. English dub version.
Uh-huh.
What?
I don't get it.
I feel like if I'm actually really worried if I even try. Okay, I'm gonna look this. I'm gonna.
Now, why
Yeah,
would you do that?
we need to. No, I'm with Zeke on this. I'm curious.
I'm looking this up. Okay.
Alright, how bad?
Let's see. I'm blanking my screen out just.
Just in case, huh? Oh, that bad.
Okay. Alright. Okay, I can sort of get this. Oh, he's T-posing now. I see.
He's establishing dominance over the Hylians.
He's establishing dominance over something, alright.
Interesting. So, it's really cringy CGI about child Ganondorf.
Anything else, or are we just cringy child Ganondorf?
It's apparently about Ganondorf growing up and becoming the person that we all know and love to kick the shit out of.
I was gonna say, no one love is a strong word. Couple of words.
So, inspired by that, I am uneasy. Oh, yeah, right, so that's the other thing that I found about a lot of Teiua stories, is the ones that weren't written just for the porn. Almost all of them are non-harem stories. So, that actually makes me pretty happy. Summary.
Okay, but so Sneaky, if you had to take a conservative guess, what percentage is porn versus not porn?
I would say at minimum 50-50.
I mean, that's better than I thought.
But again, there's only like 90 or so from when I used to check back in the day. So, yeah. And don't forget that there is now currently Naruto times, what's-her-face, Salad.
Who?
Sarada,
Yeah, Salad.
Sasuke, and Sakura's kid.
That's what I said, Max.
Wait,
Salad.
what?
Yeah. Her name is
That's
Sarada,
so-
which actually does translate to salad, yes. So.
Yes.
No,
Salad.
okay, but that's wrong on so very
is.
many.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know if I want to hear that from you, Mr. I'm marrying Robin to Lucina to fuck with the timeline and the royal bloodline. Don't have much of a leg stand on there, bud.
Yeah, bro,
Well,
I gotta...
cringy story.
Listen here. What I do
Like-
do in the name of civil war.
Like, it wasn't like, oh, I think they're great together. It's, no, I gotta fuck up the bloodline. Let's go.
Gotta fuck
How
his
bad-
bloodline.
Yeah, Yeah, it's how badly can I ruin the line of succession in like 2 generations? Ha ha ha!
Anyway, so,
Also,
summary. The
apparently
true summary.
Yes,
Yes.
that too. Which means I'm the winner.
Naruto be like,
how,
well,
what?
I couldn't get Sakura, so I'm gonna get her kid.
How is that canon? I'm gonna need a source for that, Nose.
Yeah, Nose has the source.
So anyway, this is the real
It's
summary.
like a Smash Bros thing. I don't know.
Summary: Naruto banished after successful Uchiha mission. Naruto flees under Kyuubi's advice and finds Teiuya unconscious under trees. Both recuperate in Wave Country.
Jesus, Andros.
Yeah, that's what I told you. Both recuperate in Wave Country at Tazuna's.
That is so bad.
And learn that Naruto's ancestors are more than what they were believed by current
Yes, we
ninja
already read
world.
this.
Naruto will now bear the name. Wait. Naruto.
This is the
Did you
summary.
already read it?
Yeah, no, hold on.
Yes,
He
we
had
already
more. Yeah, he had more to it.
Oh,
Naruto
Jesus.
will now
What-
bear the name of the bearer of the King of Gerudo.
I
Will
don't
now bear the name of the bearer of the King of Gerudo.
bear the
And that
name
man's name
of-
was Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah, Doofenshmirtz Incorporated.
Doofenshmirtz Evil
As he wields
Incorporated.
courage and half of power, and Teiuya holds other half of power to combat the evil that
Wait,
once
no,
cursed
hold
the
on a minute.
world.
That's a pretty raw fucking deal.
Yeah, but you see,
One man gets courage and half the Triforce
yeah,
of power.
But you see, women are only.
Also, you cannot split the Triforce in half. That
Isn't that a bad idea?
Yes, I mean
it's the Triforce.
Well, we
Not
literally,
the-
we literally got the Triforce because someone tried to split it.
I mean, yes. Which, first of all, means you definitely shouldn't split further. Because that will vastly increase. Can you imagine one guy splits it and then it's broken forever, greatly increasing the length of fetch quests for Ganondorf?
Oh yeah,
Link, how did you slow Ganondorf down for 700 years this time? I split the Triforce of Power into 3 other parts. He had to go get each part.
It's then in the next game, it's like Link, to gather the Triforce of Courage's true power, you must gather all 900 shards.
Ganondorf is in the. There's just a note from Ganondorf. Payback's a
you.
bitch, Link.
Fuck you, Link.
Oh. That sounds like an easy like apocalypse scenario for Hyrule.
So, Zelda, why did we never split the Triforce up anymore? Bad things lie that way, Link. Bad things lie that way.
The last time I did it, the previous Link said, I swear to Christ, Zelda, you bitch, if you split Triforce again and send me on another fetch quest, I'll join Ganon myself.
If I motherfucking Tingle one more time and spend half of my fucking wallet on getting that chart translated, I will fucking join Ganon and stick the sword in your
Tingle has just been splitting the Triforce to keep ahead of his gambling debts.
And of
I
course,
wonder who could be behind this Ganondorf.
Ganondorf
Also,
is actually
it's
all
canon
along.
that all Tingle's misadventures are now keep ahead of his massive gambling debt.
You see, that's why Ganondorf gets out every time, is Tingle keeps sealing whatever's sealing him away to sell for his gambling debts.
I'm not even gonna make the joke this time. Paper can make it. You can just make the joke. I'm not even gonna start making a joke.
Oh god, fuck off, Andros. Banishment and truth revealed. Near the gates of Konoha, the 13-year-old Naruto Uzumaki ran, with a pack over his left shoulder, and his arms cradling his sore chest.
That seems like a really inefficient way to run. Also, I know he's not a great ninja, but
Just the
Like-
fucking the image of the like you gotta be like doing some really interesting leg gymnastics to run cradling your chest while you have a heavy pack on your shoulder. Only one shoulder, by the way, too. Just your left
Yeah.
shoulder. That's gonna be some fucking
oh, dude, he's gonna. Oh, dude, that is like a one. First of all, I think Naruto just gave himself a one-way ticket to like scoliosis.
he's
Can I
definitely
get a
definitely gonna be
fucking,
slipping weird.
spine damage?
Can I get a spine damage number 2, a hemorrhaging number 3, hold the lettuce.
Hold the lettuce.
Looking back at Konoha one more time. Pant. I can't believe I'm doing this. But the Kyuubi is right. In order to protect myself and my precious people that care for me, I must disappear. So no one will find me until I am strong enough to fight alongside my precious persons. Goodbye, Bachan. Shizuni-chan. Iruka-sensei. And Ko-chan. Fuck off, author. Tuchi Gigi and Ayame-san. I won't forget you, and I will come back for you all, and the rest of you Konoha Bakas, sayonara and good riddance. So I would like to also point out here is that I can almost guarantee that Iruka, Tuchi, and Ayame are all going to be forgotten unless they join the harem. Because
I really hope Iruka doesn't join the harem.
that's pretty much how it goes every single time.
But you're okay with Teuchi joining it?
Yeah, wait, hold on. Why is Iruka the complaint here?
Because he's the father figure?
So, sex
isn't.
with grandfather is less weird than sex with my dad.
They're both bad, let's be clear here.
Right, but one of them can turn into a girl.
Didn't the old man learn that?
No!
Teuchi's the ramen stall owner.
No, I'm sure he learned it. It was just never shown. Come on, he had to have a way to keep getting. He had to have a way to keep people showing up to that ramen stand. It sure wasn't his good.
That's what I was gonna say. That has to be another story that someone's gotta write. Is that's actually the secret source of the sexy jutsu from Naruto? Is he actually learned it from Teuchi because he used to do it before Ayame was born to get people to come to his ramen stand?
Yeah. Hey, Sneaky, I'm both pleased and appalled that you and I are on the same track here.
Behold, the most powerful spell of all, Naruto! Place has gone on counter.
Places got on tower.
Are you prepared to meet God?
This show is just fucking cursed sometimes.
I love it.
Is it cursed or is it in fact a wellspring of inspiration?
No, it's fucking cursed.
It's fucking cursed beyond belief.
Let's see if the vodka helps me do the voice. Oh, which voice am I going to do though? That's the real question here.
That is the question. Which one will it be?
I was going to do the Kermit the Frog voice at first, but then I was like, it would kind of be funnier if Cletus told Naruto to behold his
Wait, I'm sorry, if who?
Cletus. You know, Cletus.
Oh, Cletus. I mean, I think Kermit the Frog is a better choice, but...
Yeah, but at the same time, Cletus actually has the secrets to the Forbidden Technique version called Alcablama. It's where he uses a shotgun.
Taking that.
It'd be disappointing if you didn't. Too bad.
Like that. Alakablema. I like that.
Naruto, I'm going to teach you the secret technique. American skincare.
American skincare.
God, that's still the fucking best Tokyo fire bombing. First result, American skincare. Oh, God. Search engines or something else. Anyway. So, I won't forget you. Also, I'm reminded immediately of this one comic, just before we move on from this topic. I think it was posted into the Meme Land section.
Oh, the Naruto one?
Yeah, the Naruto one.
Mispick.
Oh, that was in Mizpic? Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, go ahead and drop that.
Into the memes it goes.
Oh god. Oh yeah, that comic, that's great. It's a great comic. Naruto then summoned several hundred shadow clones to disperse in multiple directions before he too ran in the direction of Wave Country. It had only been 2 days since Naruto and his group completed the Uchiha retrieval mission. The last Uchiha in the Hidden Leaf Village tried to leave to join the enemy Orochimaru, so that Sasuke could gain more power to prepare for his brotherly retribution. However, Naruto used all his strength and with a little Kyuubi chakra, bruh, was able to beat the arrogant Emo unconscious. But when Naruto carried him back to Konoha, he was met with resentment and ridicule from his sensei and former teammate Crush Sakura. Even pervy Sage, even Jiraiya did not condone Naruto for his use of force in bringing back Sasuke.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, by the way, just a quick aside, I'm pretty sure Jiraiya would have been like, you could have broken, like, 2 more limbs, kid. Come on.
He would have been more like, Naruto, I don't think anyone would have blinked if he came back with 1 less leg.
Just a thought. Like, when was this published?
Yes. Yeah, Teyuchi, you see, Teyuchi will teach Naruto also how to make the strongest ramen of them all. Is, first you get some ramen, then you add some gun to it. I do love that series. I'm kind of sad that meme died, but I'm also happy that the meme died before it got overused.
I'm getting some Ranma 1/2 vibes from this comic that was posted.
It's pretty much inspired by Ranma 1/2. I think it's almost line for line inspired at one point from Ranma 1/2. Because
Yeah,
that's actually a line that Ranma does use at one point when he gets into that's what it was. It was a advertising competition where I believe it was what's her face? Kane and Ranma were both advertising for Ukyo's shop.
It was like the pancake shop thing.
Yeah, the pancake shop. And originally, Ranma as a guy wasn't getting a lot of people coming to him, and a lot of people were going to a Kane, and he's like, oh, well, clearly that's the way to beat them. And so he turns into this female version and proceeds to do flirting to attract people to go eat at the shop. And that's the response he uses is, as a guy, I know exactly what guys are looking for.
I mean, yes. That's pretty much how it goes.
To be honest, that's pretty much how most every episode goes.
Ryoga shows up. Behold, Ranma! I have learned the greatest martial arts technique of all! Pulls out M60. Are you ready to meet God?
No, Sneaky, better yet.
But I also don't.
I have learned from a great kung fu master in America. His name was Jonathan Wick.
Jonathan Wick.
You know what? That's fine.
That's pretty good.
That's acceptable.
Fucking, or the Taken guy. What was his name in those movies?
Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you could just say you learned
it's
from
Liam Neeson. Okay, yeah, fair enough. But still, it's just like, or fucking Sir
Ryan
Christopher
Mills?
Lee. I learned from one of the greatest knights of Britain, Sir Christopher Lee. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I do love the behind the scenes. The guy who played Saruman.
Okay.
Because there's a behind the scenes clip. Because Christopher Lee was a special forces, I believe. Yeah,
yes.
He was special forces, Green Berets or something like that.
Oh.
And there's a behind the scenes clip where he was talking with Peter Jackson at one point, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was Peter Jackson, and it was about because Wormtongue is supposed to stab Saruman in the back. Right, and he comments, "Oh no, that's all wrong. If you put the knife right between this rib and angle it upwards, they actually only let out a tiny gasp of air because it punctures the lung,
and they collapse from asphyxiation.
No, that wasn't it. No, that wasn't it at all. He's just like, because Peter Jackson was trying to coach him through these, like, okay, you've just been stabbed in the back, and like, I guess it went for a couple minutes, and then Christopher Lee was like, no, okay, look, this is not the sound man makes when you stab him in the back. This, I know what sound a man makes when you stab him in the back, and this is it. And you're like,
No, he didn't add that part. It wasn't. It was a very clean.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't add the. I know what that's. He just said.
Like, no, it's not
I
the
know
sound
what
they
sound
make. If you stab them right here, they actually just make a small gasp of air because their lungs punctured, and everyone's just like, oh.
Chris.
And then it becomes, wait, what kind of missions have you been on?
The kind you're not allowed to talk about.
Except to say, I know what this sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what it sounds like when you kill a man from behind.
Like,
Alright.
oh, okay. All right.
Now don't ask stupid questions, boy.
Kane gets kidnapped. Don't worry, guys. I learned from my own American master. I found a guy named Liam Neeson. He taught me all about this stuff.
Immediately starts the I have a very special set of skills monologue.
Well, I mean, okay, hold on. If anyone in any series is allowed to give a monologue about the special set of skills they have, it's fucking Ranma.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just saying.
Just like, okay, hold up.
Like, how many different styles did you learn over the course of the series?
The answer is actually yes, because ultimately,
that's true.
The author themselves even basically canonized it. Is ultimately Ranma is capable of learning anything as long as he turns it into a martial art.
Doesn't he show up already knowing a good handful of martial arts?
Oh no, he's learned up when he starts the storyline. He's basically learned every classic martial art that is in existence.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure he just his knowledge in episode 1 is yes.
Yeah. But like branching off from that, he like ends up learning, martial art tea making, martial art food cooking, martial art house building. Yes, these are all martial arts he's canonically learned, by the way.
Martial art house building?
I wouldn't be surprised if that exists either. But no, it's just it's always funny shit, and I actually genuinely loved Ranma 1/2 for the tongue-in-cheek seriousness it had.
Like, I've always wanted to read it. I've just never gotten around to it. I don't know why.
It's one of those.
I keep hoping that it will get, like, of all the things that get shitty anime remake, right? All the shitty animes that get remakes out there, I keep hoping Ranma will get one because it deserves it.
Honestly, its anime is garbage. You should never watch the anime for Ranma.
As I said, hoping that it gets a remake.
Even then, even if it did get a remake, it really isn't worth it because Ranma can only really be enjoyed if you read the entirety of it. Like, an anime wouldn't be able to properly summarize everything that goes on.
Okay, I get it.
Which is why a lot of people really don't like the anime.
Like walls of text explaining certain techniques.
Yeah, that stuff too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the other problem is that's why people didn't really like the original anime either, because it had to skip over stuff, and it's like, well, some of this stuff is like doesn't seem important at the time, but then like 40 fights later, Ron was like, oh, I remember, back when they made this one comment about it being too hot, and if I twist my fist like that, I now can create hurricanes. Like, well, it's kind of important that you showed that one episode you skipped over now, isn't it? But yeah, so anyway, for some reason, Chidori is bolded and underlined. I'm not sure why, but it is. Anyway, so he woke up in the hospital and found 2 flesh scars as opposed to finding 2 machine scars or something. I don't know.
Flesh scars. I don't know. Is that like... Okay, first of all, flesh scars?
Yeah.
That sounds like a Space Marine chapter.
That's fair. Oh, you know what? That's a fair point. That also sounds like a Chaos Space Marine. You know what? No, just because they're called flesh scars and you assume they're going to be a Chaos Space Marine chapter, they're clearly a loyal Space Marine chapter.
They are absolutely... Oh, Sneaky, here's what it is. They are a successor Space Marine group, but they're heretical as fuck because somebody mixed the blood of the Blood Angels and the White Scars to make them.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And so they got a super weird version of the red thirst, where it's not the red thirst, it's the red meat.
So they're all cannibals.
They just eat people.
That's already a thing.
Oh shit! Which
Very
one is
certain
that?
the flesh eaters already do that. They
Yeah,
don't know.
The flesh eaters.
Oh yeah, those fuckers.
They're also loyal.
Yeah, I know. And then there's the
And then they,
is it the Emperor's Scythes? The Primarch successor chapter who like is super obsessed with skulls and literally eats the flesh of dead space marines to get stronger.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Also loyal. Also a
Fucking
loyalist.
the Emperor's Scythes, man.
Yeah.
They also may or may not have a chaos relic
the naming
in the form of their first chapter master skull that talks to successing chapter masters that succeed him and gives them advice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the naming conventions in 40k are basically a joke, because it's like, oh, these are the Iron Fist. Do you think they're Chaos or Loyalist? Oh, they sound pretty Loyalist. They're Chaos! It's like, wait, what? These are the Flesh Eaters.
And these are the Iron...
They consume
and these are the Iron
downed
Warriors.
civilians.
Oh, well, they must be Chaos too. No, the Iron Warriors are actually Loyalists.
Yeah, it's like, these are the Flesh Eaters. They consume the flesh of the dead. Are they Chaos or Loyalists? Oh, that sounds pretty chaosy. They're Loyalists. It's like, wait.
Oh, wait, hang on.
These are the
Stop.
Emperor's children. They are obsessed with beauty and perfection. Are they Chaos or Loyalist?
That sounds pretty Loyalist. Fool, they're Chaos. It's like, wait. Stop.
And they love getting tentacles in their ass. Also canon, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty much based off Siegfried, so yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna need you to stop right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, he was stabbed by flesh scars, and Naruto was called to the councils, the multiple councils, apparently. Very cool.
There's not one civilian council, but 2 civilian councils!
Where Naruto was outvoted. I mean, alright, I didn't know he had a vote on the councils, but he did, and he got outvoted. And he was outvoted to be banished. Wait.
What the fuck is a 13-year-old doing with a goddamn vote?
Wait, but hold on a second. He was outvoted to be banished, which means he wasn't banished. That means he was outvoted to be banished, which means they didn't vote to banish him.
Yeah, that's...
Kids,
Weird
ladies and
facts.
gentlemen, this is why it's very important in the English language that you make sure that the subject or pronouns they're talking about is what you want them to talk about. For banished, for injuring the precious Uchiha bloodline, and for using the demon's power to force Sasuke to come back. Okay, so this was posted in 2020. This was the demon's power thing. So the demon's power thing, that's actually acceptable. Like, that, I would consider if a story was published in 2006, 2008, and they used the wording, the demon's power, I would accept that.
Like, literally the end of the Sasuke retrieval arc after they have their fight.
Yeah.
That was when you could still say that.
Like, up until that point, like, it was completely reasonable because Kyuubi translates as the demon nine-tailed fox or whatever, so it's completely understandable for fanfiction authors to be like, okay, what demon power then? Okay, fine.
Well, I would say, not to mention, every interaction we'd had with the Kyuubi previously was at best like a terrible spirit, right?
Well, no,
like,
that actually doesn't matter at all. But the thing is also up until the point of, what would you say, Max? The Chunin exams? Oh shit! Wait, fuck.
Actually, yeah, it would have been the Chunin. Oh, the Chunin exams when we first learned about the tailed beasts, like, properly.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, you couldn't even use demon once you get to the retrieval arc. Like, once Shukaku shows up and we get some explanations, like, yeah, these aren't demons, they're just massive beasts of pure chakra.
Probably just a
also
mistranslation.
assholes.
Well, no,
Very
that's not
much.
even, no, see, Max, that's not even my point. My point is during the Jiraiya training section, Jiraiya specifically says, I have to loosen your seal so you can use the chakra, specifically indicating that not only is Naruto condoned for using the chakra, like, the Hokage himself is saying it's okay for Naruto to use Kyuubi chakra. He is specifically instructed by one of the Sanin themselves to use the Kyuubi chakra.
Yeah, he is.
So you can't say, oh my god, we're gonna banish you for using Kyuubi's chakra. Most of the point in time where we all know he's been specifically instructed to use Kyuubi's chakra.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm one of the three most powerful
never
ninja in the
mind.
village, and I'm telling you to use this power.
Never mind that. So you don't forget. He's been technically using it this entire time because Minato made the seal in such a way that it would kind of leak.
Like I said, this is also a story being written in 2020, so they should know all of this.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
Again, this makes it silly because Minato set seal up to let it leak. Orochimaru sealed it, and Jiraiya's like, "Oh no, I can't let this stand. Time to let it leak back into the kid's chakra."
Yeah. Also, I think Naruto might actually be an addict for the Kyuubi's chakra. Because you have to keep in mind, Naruto basically went through withdrawal when the Kyuubi's chakra was forcefully sealed to his system.
Oh, yeah.
When did that happen?
I
don't recall anything like that. Like,
No.
I recall it being sealed and him being like, "Oh, that's weird," but
No, he had a massive power
not
decline.
movies.
He fainted. No, this is all canon. This is during the Force of Death arc, where Orochimaru put the 5 sealing circle thing on him, and he got super weak suddenly. He fainted at one point. He had sweats. This is literally like the reason why Sakura had to defend both of them. They were both unconscious because Naruto got sealed up and basically went catatonic from not having Kyuubi's chakra in his system anymore.
But that's not withdrawal. That's because something. I mean, I guess
that's not
we
withdrawal.
technically
That's just a
call it withdrawal.
massive change in your body's internals.
They're called withdrawal.
But
It's not.
He's suffering negative symptoms because something his body has had all its life. It'd be like
that is what withdrawal is. When you are missing something your body has grown used to constantly having. Symptoms.
Fuck did I return to?
Sneaky making a
being
technically
stupid.
correct point.
Yes, Sneaky is making a technically correct point indeed. What is the one? It's either alcohol or caffeine withdrawal.
I'm pretty sure you're thinking specifically of drug withdrawal, which
almost everything in our body is technically considered a drug. Yes, yeah. Like, if you suddenly no longer had dopamine in your system, you would be going through dopamine withdrawal. Like, the thing.
Okay. The problem is that withdrawal symptoms are usually associated with something that is considered addictive. Removing this one thing from Naruto and it only affecting him for the one instance, because it wasn't a continuous thing. Remember, he recovered after he rested. If he continued those symptoms,
he basically didn't though. Like, they had to limp into the fucking tower. He couldn't do any chakra moves.
But then he could later, like.
Yeah, because he got the seal taken off of him by Jiraiya.
No, he was back
he summons shadow clones before Jiraiya takes that thing off. Because he summoned shadow clones to do the Lion's Barrage. Or the Uzumaki Barrage.
Yeah, no, it wasn't withdrawal symptoms. Like, it was catatonic shock, sure, but like...
And part of that is because his chakra flow was severely messed up, as Jiraiya himself notes, because part of the problem with the seal was not just the fact that something his body was normally having was gone, but also the fact that it was an odd seal on an even seal. Or was it an even seal on an odd seal?
We don't even know what that actually
It was the seal. It was the seals were just fucked up. The seals were incompatible.
Yeah, no, Adam does have it right. It is the odd on even thing, and all I'm saying is that all we know that results from that is the Kyuubi's chakra was no longer in his system. and it fucked up
No,
his chakra
Jiraiya
control.
specifically says, no wonder you can't control your chakra. It's not coming, right? Because it was coming out incorrectly. I don't know what the
Yeah, but my
exact
point though
phrase
is
was,
that his body is used to a certain level of chakra output. Like let's say normally when Naruto, because again we know canonically we know, like post Naruto. God, that's weird to say. Post Naruto is we now know that it's like something post modernity or some shit. Post Naruto, we know that the fourth Hokage sealed with the 8 sealing technique the Kyuubi into Naruto and purposely had it constantly leak chakra into his system to expand his coils and etc. 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 But also that Naruto, this is why his chakra control was also so shit, is that Naruto had a shit ton of fucking chakra because of this, and also because the Kyuubi's chakra was always part of every jutsu that he used because it was constantly in his system. And so, from that, if it's removed, and he's been with it for his entire life, if you learn how to balance with 2 feet your whole life, and now suddenly you only have 1.5 feet, you're going to lose balance as your body still expects you to have 2 full feet.
right?
But that's my point, though. Is we don't actually know what odd and even means beyond the effects that it caused.
Right.
And
But I'm saying
yeah.
the effect is unimportant. The fact is we know it caused Naruto a problem, but we know it consistently caused him problems. But none of what he suffered was a medical withdrawal symptom.
No, he had sweats. He fainted unconscious.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase what I'm saying.
First time, yes.
He suffered symptoms similar to withdrawal, but
right.
it was not. The symptoms were not brought about by withdrawal because otherwise they would have continued for a far longer duration.
You guys are extending this. Like there is such a thing as going cold turkey on caffeine and alcohol, which, by the way, can actually kill you. Fun fact.
Yes, it can. But Sneaky,
but they aren't extending.
When someone quits cold turkey, right? Something as relatively harmless as quitting caffeine cold turkey, right?
Caffeine is not harmless. But yes, go on.
I said relatively harmless, Sneaky.
Go
relatively.
On, yes.
As opposed to something like opium or what. Anyway, right? Those symptoms, right, depending on the amount of caffeine your body is used to and the amount you've been ingesting, right? And if we go with your example, Naruto's essentially been hooked into the IV since day one.
Yeah.
Those symptoms.
But the problem is, it's not a trick, as you guys.
Those symptoms last for days, if not weeks.
Yeah, the problem is you guys
recovered in less than 24 hours.
Yes, but the point for me is you guys already pointed out, chakra is not a drug. Doesn't mean
I don't know who pointed that out.
You did. You said chakra is not a drug.
I never said that. I said, are you No, you were asking what kind of withdrawal. I said, are you thinking of drug withdrawal? And you went on about how technically our body is mostly drugs.
Yes.
I never said chakra wasn't a drug.
That's what
Are you talking
about drug withdrawals when I'm talking about withdrawals?
No, when you were asking for symptoms, I wasn't comparing them, dumb fuck.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a previous point because I was mostly talking about myself.
I was trying to help
you guys.
No, I was trying to help you figure out what you were searching for specifically.
No, that was just me talking out loud. That wasn't actually directed at you. But no, that's what I was saying. Like, chakra isn't really a drug since, again, we don't really know how it interacts with the body at all beyond it does.
It's a magic energy force, that's all we know.
Right, exactly, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
so we also can't
by the way...
I would say, we do actually know some things, right? We do know that it is intrinsic to life on that world, right? Both you need both yin and yang to survive. So it's entirely possible that he was messed up because which one was he got? Which half of the
I have the page pulled up where Jiraiya is talking about the seal.
Okay, go ahead.
It didn't stop the Kyuubi chakra. Okay. It just fucked with the way they mixed.
Oh, okay.
So it basically, think of it like Minato managed a 1-to-2 ratio.
Right.
Kyuubi chakra to Naruto's. This is not what's said. This is just an explanation. Now it's Kyuubi chakra is 2.5 to 2, and sometimes it's 3.5 to 2, and it starts getting fucked up.
Right. So basically, he overdosed.
Technically, yes. Orochimaru overdosed him.
Orochimaru tried to kill Naruto with an with a chakra overdose.
Which is a thing. I'm pretty sure chakra poisoning was like a plot
Oh,
point
no,
somewhere.
chakra poisoning is a thing, yeah. No, chakra poisoning. That's the whole reason why soldier pills can't be constantly spammed.
Yeah. It's also why unlocking light gates is bad, because it turns out extreme chakra poisoning just burns you out from the energy.
Literally melts you.
Because of the energy pushing.
Yeah, really,
You
again, yeah, I
you
really
are
get
too
that.
full of energy. You have melted into a puddle of goo. What?
But for 5 minutes, you are going to be a literal god.
But anyway, back
For
to the
5
garbage
minutes,
ass
you can
story.
go punch literal God in the literal face and laugh.
So the fifth Hokage tried to overrule the fifth Hokage tried to overrule the civilian council, but the civilian council proved too powerful and trumped the Hokage.
Wait, no, hang on.
That's not how that works.
Hang on a minute.
This is Tsunade, who is way less friendly than Sarutobi. She is not going to let that happen.
The coalition of civilians told the military dictator, no, we're getting rid of nuclear technology in its entirety. And the military dictator says, well, I guess it can't be held.
Also, let's be clear
Okay.
here. The military dictator who was not afraid to beat the fuck out of people that disagreed with her.
Also can punch mountains, but that's besides the point. It's like, hold up,
Yeah.
wait, what? The military dictator listened to a coalition of civilians?
Oh, you know what? I would love to see a story that takes on the civilian council thing. It's like,
Yeah.
we'll just overrule you, Hokage. Okay, my ninjas don't work for you anymore.
Well,
We will not pay your taxes. You will not receive any
Well,
benefits from us.
actually,
Good luck hiring other villages.
well, I mean, actually the civilians pay taxes to the ninjas.
We don't know that. I think that's a fandom thing. We don't actually know how their economy works aside from the
Well,
rough scaling of
yeah,
missions.
but I'm just going off of your statement of we won't pay your taxes. It's that if anyone's paying taxes, it would be civilians towards ninjas.
I guess presumably. In
Yeah,
that case, double the
listen.
taxes.
You know, it's the
ninjas-
invention of the tax max. You see, they used to call it a protection fee, but that made people, uninterested in paying it.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was gonna
interested.
say.
It didn't make them uninterested. It made them uncomfortable.
Yeah, so they
The
started calling
ninjas would
it tax.
absolutely run a fucking protection racket.
It literally though. But still, it's
Give me
just
money and I won't
bruh.
paper bomb your house.
We're gonna call it a tax. I can just imagine the fucking a PR department being like, all right, so turns out people are uncomfortable when we call it a protection fee, because that implies that if they stop paying it, we'll stop protecting them. So our marketing department has come up with a new word we can use. We're calling it a settlement tax. And if they are settled in areas where we control, they pay this tax. And if they don't pay it, we stop protecting them.
But wait a minute. I thought we were burning the houses down when they didn't give us whatever we wanted.
Oh, you stupid gate.
Oh man, can you fucking imagine orcs discover taxes? So what you're saying is you get protections if you pay a monthly tax.
Stunties. We use
Okay.
teeth to pay for it.
So if you give us 9,000 teeth per day, we won't burn your village down. It's called the stunty tax.
God damn.
No, Sneaky. That's far too clever for an orc. It's called the I'm not burning your house down set tax.
No, war boss clearly thought this up, okay?
Oh,
This is-
yeah.
Clearly a war boss thought this up. It's just
No,
can
let's
you
be clear
imagine
here.
the
A
fucking
night, Sneaky. A night Babo war boss thought this up.
I was going 40k. But can you fucking imagine the Inquisitor being sent on this mission? So yeah, the local orc war boss has been collecting a tax.
It's something we've never seen before, Inquisitor. The orc war boss kept all the humans alive and didn't burn the settlement down. So you gotta find out what the fuck is going on.
Well, I was gonna say more like this sector. He's been collecting tax from all the planets in the sector, and everyone's confused over in the bureaucracy. Like, what?
Wait, hang on. That's illegal.
So what planet has he burned? He's actually burned no planets yet, but he's
He
going
had
to all
how
of
much
them.
imperial infrastructure has he destroyed?
Yes.
None.
He's actually protected them on several
more
occasions.
efficient than they've been in 7 millennia.
He's actually protected them on several occasions. Wait, what?
He actually fought off a Tyranid invasion.
You have to stop him, Inquisitor. Why? He's collecting all of our taxes.
Inquisitor, he's doing something terrible. What? He's letting them have a safe place to live with good working conditions and lower tax rates.
He's like the Tau, but effective.
Literally in the administration briefing.
The Tau, but effective.
He's become one of the most powerful war bosses overnight, and he's done something far more terrifying than even this. What's that? He opened a school to train more orc tax collectors!
I can just imagine the orc tax collectors are like fucking the size of space marines with power armor. It's like, wait, why are these guys tax collectors? Because they crump the good if you don't pay the tax.
No, but the best part is the tax starts out completely and utterly unreasonable. Like, no human could ever pay it, and then he discovers what a reasonable tax rate is, right? Like, now, this planet just got invaded by the Tyranids. You can't pay your taxes, so for the next 4 years, you get a tax break. No problems, no questions, just a tax break.
Finds an old data slate and learns about reasonable tax rates.
They've become the most evil organization, the IRA.
Oh my God,
the IRS, you fucking retard.
Come out, you black and tans.
Go fucking kill myself.
Come out, you black and tans, and intensifies.
See, the IRA also collects taxes, and they're more evil than the IRS.
We've gotten an update. It's the most diabolical plan yet. Oh, what's going on? He's made a government.
They've made a government. We've also got a president for them. What is it? It's a car bomb.
God fucking damn. At least you rolled with it. At least you rolled with it. I'll give you that much. Boy, what's that ticking noise? It's a pipe bomb. Yay!
Yay! And now we are completely off topic, and I don't even think we know where we are in the story.
Civilian councils.
Yeah, civilian councils.
I never
No,
lost
hold on. Can we go back to writing the orc tax collector? I feel that's a far better use of our time.
I honestly
Wouldn't they just
think...
be electric counts, effectively, if they're, like, going, like, we're not going to help you take over other tribes, shit like that.
No, we're talking about 40k. You missed that part.
I understand. I'm correlating the whole tax thing with the citizen council with a different thing entirely.
Yeah, you're doing a terrible job at it. So anyway,
well, I hate this story, so move on.
Naruto threw his headband on the ground, crying all the time, and he held his chest with his sore Chidori scars without looking at Tsunade, as they also openly wept at losing such an incredible person. I mean, you're also losing your nuclear device, so... Yeah.
Maybe 40,000 years in the grim darkness of the far future, Naruto Uzumaki has become the heart of a battleship. Wait, no, see, Naruto Uzumaki, Arc Mechanicus Power Battery.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Well, because you know else why I hate you now? Because you, for some reason, you saying those words to me has now placed in my mind orcs discovering the power of infomercials.
That sounds like something.
Cause the whole...
Sir! The Imperial Broadcast Network! We're receiving a message direct from Holy Terra! Oi, hear me! Your guns is shit! You want a gun that'll crump your enemies? Buy the old Boxster 9 billion!
The 9 billion part makes it 1 billion times better!
The orc las gun.
Now you just made me think of the fucking text-to-speech device Emperor Universe, where there's just like watching these infomercials, just like, why are we allowing these? Because they're funny.
All you got to do is leave 29 teeth outside your door, and by next day, you will have your own orc blaster.
I think there's a problem if they can guarantee that delivery time.
Oh no, they can!
They can,
Purple Orc will take care of it.
You see, they send it through the warp attached to a rock.
It's a pretty accurate rock.
Imperial Inquisitor is baffled as
Don't
local
you
orc
know,
defies science once
orc
more.
rocks are always the most accurate. They land exactly where they cause the most damage.
Yeah.
Oh. Of course. Silly me. This was a much better tangent.
Still,
Yes.
I mean, I was going off of an old idea that Max and I also had to bounce off of this idea is Hovel teaches orcs about being Hovel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, why?
Orcs learn that miracles are actually lightning you can just cast from your hands by shouting stories.
Yeah. Yeah, that one time where Hobble ended up as a traveling war boss by accident.
Yes.
Hobble's lending Crumps the war boss.
New
Well, the best
war
part is Sneaky and I talked about, like, he just never takes off the armor for most of his adventures, so they would never know he's just a human.
Also, other shit like orcs also start wearing stone armor, and it also becomes as impervious to damage as Hovel's armor because there's like, well, I mean, his stone armor doesn't take damage, so.
He doesn't get hurt. Why would we?
Did you see that? He shrugged off a las cannon.
Oh god.
No, Sneaky, rolling over the hill. Sneaky, over the hill rolls a Bane blade. Hobble just grunts. I'll need to set my shield for this.
No, 'cause I remember Max and I fucking sat down and we calculated out like the weight based off of like the weight of a cudgel that we then scaled up to weight of the Titanite and like then scaled up to the weight of Hovel's gear, and it came out to something like he's wearing like, was it 2 tons or something? Like his gear weighs like a ton or something.
I wanna say it was easily I think we figured out it was easily breaching like 800 to 1,000 pounds, no
Yeah.
problem. It was ridiculous because we had to make some guesswork based on how thick the shield was, how thick the armor looked, the dragon tooth itself.
And the other thing you have to keep in mind as well is that Hovel was a medium, was considered medium encumbrance by the game.
At
While
max.
he was wearing the ring, Hovel's ring, which for Hovel did not mean his encumbrance was increased. No. For Hovel, it meant he took on the encumbrance for his entire battalion.
Yeah, because we sat and looked at the text like, wait, this ring is literally meant for Hobble's followers, believing that he'll help take some of their weight. Oh fuck, oh no. Hobble has been anime man this entire time. If he takes the ring off, oh fuck.
Hovel is literally like, I'm removing my limiter.
That was gonna be like a stupid plot point in the finale of everything. It's like, I'm gonna have to take the ring off. What do you mean take the ring off? What are you
He
talking
takes the
about?
ring off, and throughout the entire universe, there was a groaning as weight was redistributed.
Indeed.
That was I think we were gonna do that because we had planned like, oh, what the best place to end this would be like in Worm, because that's
Yeah, Worm.
one of the ultimate like everything goes fucked.
Yeah, basically, it started off with Dark Souls, which then they get put into Naruto, which is where they get chakra from, and they end up in Familiar of Zero, getting summoned in Familiar of Zero, which is where they learn World Gate from, which allows them to actually travel worlds now. Yeah, we actually put a lot of thought into this, by the way.
Yeah, we had a lot of. I think we had it. They went through.
Then we had a bunch of short stories they were gonna do, like literal one shots of them just running through various universes with memes.
I think we were gonna make that like a Dark Souls multi crossover, so it'd just be a collection of one shots.
And then it was going to finish at Worm, where they were both going to die fighting Scion, and then our post epilogue was going to be a broken fate whatever story, where literally every character that had been changed by Havel and Valkyrie showing up in their plane shows up as a summoned servant, because fuck it, why not? Let's go fully silly with this. And it's
Full
shit like,
retard. Here we go.
and it's shit like fucking Might Guy and Lee, both disciples of Havel. It got dumb. It was silly and stupid, and I thought it was funny as hell.
Yeah, it was so stupid. It's a shame that we won't write even a tenth of it.
Let's be real here. Even if we had completed the Dark Souls story, we were never going to get to the Naruto section.
No. We did write the Naruto section. We had some fun stuff
and then
there.
looking back on it, we were like, wow, like 90% of this is cringe.
No, 75%.
Okay, fair enough.
25% of it still really solid.
Yeah. So
Of course,
anyway,
if I were to read it again, it'd probably change. It'd probably be a higher percentage of cringe now.
So anyway, yeah, Naruto leaves the council room, and the author doesn't even have the grace to say what the Kyuubi said to Naruto. Just literally writes, the Kyuubi said things to Naruto, and Naruto's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave.
Said things, huh?
Yeah, he just said a bunch of things. He convinced Naruto to do it. That, like, the Kyuubi convinced Naruto to pack up and leave. That's literally what the author writes right there. Like, didn't
Sure
even
was nice one.
include the dialogue of like trying to work this whole thing out. No, Naruto, you should leave. Okay.
I'm out.
Naru Nissan, that's cringe. Yeah, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, he found Sayu, wow, a bunch of words and shit. Fucking Christ, fucking words, so many words. And then they find out that a bunch of stuff, and Naruto's actually super powerful. And then they find the sword, and he's a sword with no strength, unless the hand holds it as courage. You must find courage, power. You must be both courage and power to save the world if you are worthy. Yeah, so just
But he wasn't worthy.
Yeah, he wasn't worthy.
He was just a punk bitch.
Only cringe. There is no saviors here. Only cringe. So we're gonna finish the night off with Nosehair's story right here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So this
Do you want to explain it at all, or no?
No, not really. So this is Nosehair's story called Imperial Emblem, which is obviously a Warhammer Fire Emblem crossover. It starts off with a date that's pretty much meaningless to everyone. So, there's that. The Empire is enjoying the reign of... I'm not even trying. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, I hate Warhammer fancy names.
That is unfortunately the canon name of the Emperor from before Franz.
I'm aware.
Yep.
I'm aware. We're gonna go with Lutpold. We're gonna call him Lutpold.
That's fine.
A prince of Reichland.
Close enough, actually.
And emperor by election. However, on the eve of the new year, the Imperial colleges bring a dark prophecy from the stars as a number of comets, not ever even seen by human eyes, appear in the skies. Not ever even seen by human eyes. Bruh.
It's
not ever even seen by human eyes.
Alright.
So did they see them or did they not see them?
I was trying to say, like,
what Nose meant to say was I think Nose missed it before
Never
there.
before seen? Okay. Appear in the skies. None rival the twin-tailed comet, but their arrival... Man, you are putting a lot of arrivals in here. But their arrival has troubled scholars, and while few have theories, Jesus, can you use less commas? I fucking swear to God, you are worse than Greg.
Heyo.
Was that possible?
Thank you for your criticism.
Yeah. Before the Emperor can begin to entertain these theories, so a bunch of theories get made, but before he can begin to even hear about them, okay, fair enough. Word comes from messengers that the unthinkable has happened. Orcs. Fair enough. In Uberstreak, tunneling underneath the mountains, have begun to raise the town to the ground, summoning the Reichsguard and riding as fast as the wind can carry them. The Emperor. Why is that sectioned off?
Honestly, I was just trying to... It sounded right. I don't honestly... If you don't think it sounds right, I'll just get rid of it. It's just like, the Emperor is just...
Well, sectioning off a word is typically used for things like though or the professor, John Carlton, professor, John Carlton, like it's usually used as an interjection to the sentence. It isn't like an abrupt one. It's just like, our professor, John Carlton, led a lecture today that was pretty interesting. Like, it's not like John Carlton, it's not an abrupt interjection where you have to slam it in through the sentence.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So it's kind of just weird that you even have the word the Emperor there at all. Despite warnings to allow another to defend the settlement,
Well, I mean, like, that's usually just like, oh,
well,
let the
no,
other...
I'm gonna say like the sentence itself is just weird. So it'd be better along the lines of like summoning the Reichsguard and running as fast as when carrying them. He sallied forth, despite warnings to allow another to defend the settlement. Period. I don't know, right? You just make the sentence really long. It's really hard to break the sentence up into something less obnoxiously long because of how many you're actually properly using the commas. The problem is just how many times you're properly using them.
I mean, is that really so different from normal Warhammer writings?
That does not make it
It
acceptable.
doesn't actually make it better, no.
True. I should probably tone it down a little, maybe.
Where did you learn this, Dad? I learned it by watching you. Is what's usually said while the kid is high.
Pretty much. After I said that.
I took my writing attributes from the Bethesda writer. So what, you get high on cocaine and just write gibberish by slamming your face into the keyboard? Yes.
Hold on, he got high on mushrooms, not cocaine. Get it right.
Fair enough.
Truly, so much better.
However, the Emperor had grown old from years of politics. Well, not really from years of politics. I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. I get what you're saying. The Emperor grew old from just years passing by. But years of politics...
I mean, you could, I guess, old before his time for politics?
Well, no, not even that. It's just... He got slow from his years of politics is completely fine. In
the lore, it specifically states that Leopold was just drained of all life because of how many times he had to deal with
I know that. I'm just saying that you're saying he grew old from being in politics for a long period of time, and it's no, he grew old from being old. The years of politics. Yeah, he grew weak from the years of politics. He grew slow from the years of politics. If you really want to put years of politics in there, he grew tired from the years of politics. And I
think I can just say grown old and it works. The years of politics.
That honestly works the exact same. That's what I'm saying. I was you have to change one of them, Yeah. And arrived. Wait, he grew old. He's grown old, but then he arrived. And he arrives too late.
Well, in his youth, he would have reached it.
Tense error, bro. Tense error. You have the past tense going here. He has grown old, and then you said he arrives. Yeah. However, the Emperor had grown old and arrived too late to save the people of Uberstrike. And the last living members stating that Leupold at the last living members starting at Leupold as he arrives with cold dead eyes.
I think he means staring.
That is a typo. That is just an honest typo. I'm going to blame Wolf for that one.
Staring at Leupold. Wait. Does he arrive? Oh, wait. An orc's eating him alive?
I was trying to say this it's cold. It's he's dead, and it's just the face is looking at him as the orc eats the.
Bro.
Okay, then that needs a little bit of rework.
Bro. That's not what you said. Last living member staring at him as his body was being eaten by the orc? Is he dead or alive?
It still technically works within the world of Warhammer, so I guess you could see it either way, but I'll say the last member.
I wouldn't put it beyond an orc to eat someone alive,
no, that's what I'm saying. But the problem is here, he's saying it's the last living member, but then he goes on to say that they're also dead.
Yeah.
It's
It's another tense error, that's all.
Yeah. Well, more like time error. To be fair, Sneaky, look at the U.S. presidents before and after they're in office. No, you're right. That is true. They do visibly age significantly from the politics. Except for Trump. I think Trump actually grew more hair.
Let's be clear here, Sneaky had more hair grown for him.
Yeah, money can solve a lot of issues, apparently.
I'm not saying it can. I'm just saying, let's be clear here. He did not get more hair from politics. He paid more money.
Imagine paying other people for their hair.
Apparently that man did.
Enraged, the Emperor gave a single
something I've had a lot of trouble with this sentence, actually.
Yes.
I have no idea how to word this correctly.
Enraged, the Emperor gave a single order: no quarter to the Greenskins. The Emperor and his seasoned men rose against the tide with a mighty bellow of cries to Sigmar and Ulrich, joining as one. As a Wog turned to greet them, clashing Imperial steel against Orc scraps. I don't see too big issues in that. Clinton turned
Just
to a
the
Necron.
order just doesn't sound right to me.
No, hold on, Underplayed. Clinton did not turn into a Necron because of politics. He turned into a Necron because of the vampire feasting off of him.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Let's see. Also, again, the queen outlives another. With every death, she grows more power.
I mean, yeah. This is known.
Soon she'll be the last guardian of the abyss.
God damn it.
The queen is, in fact, a monumental.
Stage 2 is gonna happen soon, boys. Get ready. The wolf's blood runs through.
Oh god, she's transforming.
Finally, after all of these years, I, Queen Elizabeth, am freed.
Oh boy.
It's just the original. It's just the original Queen Elizabeth.
Fucking Power Rangers starts playing in the background.
Not if we, the members of the Union Jack, have anything to say about it. Combine.
With Moxie.
Oh god. Oh Christ. Men scream in pain, orcs laugh with glee, and until every laugh is silenced.
That's a typo again. I'm again blaming Google.
Every scream delivered
You can
to
blame
Morse...
Google all you want, but why aren't you checking your work as you go?
I literally told him that too. But until every laugh is silenced, every scream delivered to Moore's Garden, okay? Until then, okay, and then what? That's a sentence fragment, dude. You're basically saying a bunch of micro sentences. The man ran, the orc ran. And then you're like, well, until every man has run and every orc has run.
Yeah, that I don't know what I was supposed to be doing. That's what I mentioned before too. It's like some of them are just like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know why I wrote this.
I can tell you exactly what you were doing. You want me to tell you exactly what you were doing?
What?
You were smoking a joint and going to This Is Deep 101 philosophy.
Okay.
Loophole begins to
Begin.
Okay, again, tensing, you're past tense, then you're suddenly present tense again. Loophole begins to tire as his most trusted, implying that they're no longer trusted, I guess, or I don't know. The inner circle prepares to make a final charge against the last of the orcs. However, as if blessed by the winds of magic, the men of the Empire do not die this day as the orcs fall to Imperial steel. I'm not going to comment on what should be capitalized or lowercase here. While the greenskin threat is destroyed, Uberstrike is not spared, and the Emperor began to order what remains of his men to sweep the remains. This is an instance where, technically speaking, it's fine, but you probably should find out a different word to use. Because even though you're using the word remains in two different ways in the same sentence, it just feels weird. You know what I mean?
So find like cinnamon or cinnamon.
Yeah, find a different word for one of them. Orders what remains of his men to sweep up the slaughtered civilians, or to begin to order what remained of his men. Remain again.
Remnants.
Again, that's all uses remain. I don't know. What's another word you could use?
Ruins?
Yeah, sweep the ruins. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The survivors are few, a scant few homes. Okay, hold on again, right here. How do you have survivors? You just said earlier. You just said earlier that the last living person in Uberstreak was being eaten.
I edited that. I literally just edited that. Saying like you just saw a random civilian getting eaten by an orc, basically.
Okay, but you see what my point is before I pointed that out to you, you had the last living member being eaten, and then later on in the same scene, effectively, you had survivors. You see what I mean here?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
The survivors are few, scant few homes. Again, this is using few correctly, but you want to find different words. Yeah.
I'll just use scattered instead of few.
And the buildings remain a scant scattered. Again, scant scattered.
Well, no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what I've been saying, though. And it is, technically speaking, all of these are correct, but it...
I'll just say number, then. A scant number of...
No, I mean, scant scattered, isn't that alliteration?
Yeah, it is, but I don't think he's trying to go for alliteration here.
True. But he could actually technically keep that one because of alliteration, but he'd need more alliteration then.
Right, and that's also what I'm trying to say. That's the comments I'm trying to make here is I'm trying to help him with his flow, and where he needs to find a pattern to his writing.
Yeah.
And where if he's gonna, use certain words, he can't then go on and use that exact same word in a different way in the same sentence unless he's intentionally trying to do that. But then that's getting to a lot more advanced flow writing. And as long as he doesn't turn out to be a Stephen King who uses the word said for literally fucking everything, because said's the only word you should ever need according to Stephen King, and Stephen King's a fucking dumbass who just knows how to print books.
I would say Stephen King has written a couple of really good, there's a couple of really great Stephen King novels out there, and the rest are not that great.
Yeah, I mean, when you publish when you publish books like A Man Takes Shits, eventually you're gonna have a good shit.
Yes, you are in fact correct.
When you mentioned Power Rangers, Zordon made TikTok. I'm not okay with that.
I wish to ban you for burdening me with this knowledge.
I will say, speaking of childhood stuff, Ame's reveal was actually very entertaining, and I give her a big nod, even though I'll never watch her. I'll give her a nod of acceptance of, very clever, very entertaining. She did a good job. If only she wasn't nearly as agonizing to my ears as Kiara was. But yeah, her whole who's that Pokemon? She even did the whole fucking evolution thing. I thought
I'll give her credit for that. That was funny. She committed to the bit.
Yeah, she went with the bit and she did it, and I it's a solid tip of the hat.
Credit to Ame. She ran the joke almost into the ground. Right? There's that fine line between riding the bit for everything that it's worth and being nose hair.
Indeed. The survivors, a scant number of homes, remained intact, their presence masked by a tower controlled by the Grey Wizard of Uberstreak, who harbored 3 children. Yes, the wizard, who harbored 3 children.
No, there's just some dickhead Grey Wizard in Uberstreak. No one knows his name. He literally tells no one his name.
Very cool. Who harbored 3 young children with 3 strange artifacts. They were red and white balls with weird, odd symbols on them of a flame, a lightning bolt, and a grass leaf.
I feel like he might be adding things there.
I don't know. It might.
That might just be me.
Just surprise! It's actually a Pokemon crossover.
I'll be honest. That's what I was thinking the moment that came up, because I don't know anything.
Nice.
Here's the thing though. Give all the kids the right. Give Dimitri the water type. Give Edelgard. Give Dimitri the grass type. Give Edelgard the water type. Right. Color match them wrong just to annoy people.
Indeed. But no, I was actually having a giggle because earlier I saw a Tumblr post, I believe it was, where it was talking about how weird it is for Professor Oak to start each game being like, "Here's the world of Pokemon." As you know, he's apparently talking to a child that lives in the town with him, right? But obviously, he has to introduce it to the literal children.
Of course.
But they're like just putting it in perspective. That'd be like if a biologist walked into a lecture and was like, "Guys, I would like to tell you about this thing I've studied my whole life. It's this thing called animals." Like, yeah, that's what a biologist is. I don't know why you're telling us that, being that we are, also on this planet and know what animals are. So yeah, that's fair enough. That's a little bit odd. Also, I saw another post on a different site not too long ago about how, in actuality, each professor isn't named after a tree. It's a ritual they all undergo, where they get renamed once they become a regional professor.
Yes. Listen, there's probably some kind of cult or something.
I'm pretty sure the professor cult is definitely an actual thing, because they all seem to know each other.
It would not surprise me.
Look, all I'm gonna say is, Sneaky, it's each of the professors is actually being inducted into a chaos cult.
Maybe.
All of the Pokemon are
Potter,
actually just the
XCOM.
fault of Slanesh and Nurgle.
It's funny you mentioned that Harry Potter and XCOM. I've actually read a couple of Harry Potter XCOM stories. They're okay. They're not great. They're okay. I did read an SG1 XCOM story recently. That is completed. Unfortunately, the sequel's dead. But the one of the funny bits was they actually referenced the whole, like, how were they having like 75-90% casualties with the literal best of the best special forces in the world, and someone was like, "Bro, we're literally fighting aliens with superior technology, superior numbers, and are attacking at random, at any point in time in the day when they're fresh and we're not." It's like, yeah, that's fair. Literally getting one shot by a pistol versus I have to 5-shot you with a rifle. They have to get lucky once, we have to get lucky 5 times.
Yeah.
That definitely is the XCOM early game.
I also would like to point out that the origin of the statement, "you have to get lucky every day, I only have to get lucky once," is actually from the IRA.
Yes.
Talking about Theresa May.
Of course.
So yeah, blah 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 blah. The Emperor take them under the wing. Blow blessing of Sigmar on their flesh. Okay, weird. Dark Corners, Old World. 3 meteors fell to the Earth. Dead say blah blah blah. Astral Stones. Ruins of Nagash. Jungles of Austria. Ruins of Blasted Lands. Roars of mighty dragons as astral monstrosities crash into the oceans of the Chaos Waves. Scholars would debate endlessly. A story of the end times. 2 years later. Very cool. Yeah, generally, dude, I think you just need to really work on the pacing and detailing of the story, as well as making sure all of your tenses match up, and you're being internally consistent with, who's alive, who's dead, who's tired, who's active, and that you make sure that each sentence actually either is establishing something or is leading into the next sentence, which establishes whatever it is. Even if using excessive amounts of commas is technically correct, if you're using them properly, make sure to break up your sentences, and make sure to break up your sentences. When you break up your sentences, make sure to rewrite the sentence so it actually sounds, coherent, and it isn't just a broken up bit, because as you do break up sentences, usually the sentence relies on earlier bits if you're, breaking up 2 actual sentences. Like saying, he ran down the street and shot them. Technically speaking, there would be a comma before the end, because technically speaking, that's 2 separate sentences. Because he shot them and he ran down the street are 2 complete thoughts. But if you just replace the comma with the period and remove the end, it would be shot them. You have to restate he shot them. Obviously, a super basic example, but I saw several parts where it was just like, this needs to be broken up here just to help the flow better. but at the same time, just putting a period into this spot would actually make it worse. You'd have to rework the sentence structure as well. Other than that, I mean, I don't even know where you're going with this. Again, the problem here is I don't know Fire Emblem. I assumedly you're writing this with Atin, or is this a solo story?
I'm like a consultant, essentially.
Right, okay. So again, Atin's going to be the main point of going to be giving you actually, good information here about what works and what doesn't. Because I don't know anything about Fire Emblem, and I can really only comment on the actual, some Warhammer Fantasy. Atin definitely knows a lot more about Warhammer Fantasy than me. But I really can only comment on the grammar and the flow of story and the general, setting you're trying to see. Scene for the setting, for the scene. There we go.
Which is funny because you have way more hours in Total War Warhammer than he does.
Okay, but that doesn't mean anything.
Nothing to do. That's just me being an autistic shit and beating the game on very hard with every species. That has nothing
I
to do with
just find
story.
it funny. That's all.
If there's any other series we're going to Skyrim or Fallout or anything, I would be like, yeah, that's fine. There's a decent amount of lore going on in those games.
Part of the other problem is Warhammer Fantasy, Total War Warhammer has fuck all to do with Warhammer Fantasy. Crying out loud.
Yeah.
Repance de Leon is part of the Bretonian faction, and she's like 500 fucking years or something before Louis.
Yeah. Yeah, literally Warhammer, Total War Warhammer Fantasy is just literally, ironically enough, a fantasy. It's not actual
It's just
Warhammer
fuck it.
Fantasy.
Do whatever you want.
Every named character is going to show up whether they're actually in the time period or not, effectively.
Yep.
Which is, can be good, can be bad. But that's about it for tonight. Twitch is still unstable as fuck. Discord's still unstable as fuck. Anyone that is a real chud, and I appreciate it. So we'll see everyone on Tuesday, because as you know, there is always more, and it does always get worse.